Hello, everyone. I am Julianne Meyer, the host of Own Your Wellness, and I am excited because we have an amazing guest today. She's been somebody that I met recently, but has become somebody that I respect immensely quickly. So how's that for a lot of adjectives and verbs and all that? She's coming all the way from across the pond, not England. Wait until you meet her. Let's meet Mona Tenjo. Welcome to the show.
Hi, welcome. Thanks for having me today. And yeah, many greetings from over
Yeah,
here.
I'm so happy that we were able to find a time that works for both of us, because of the huge time difference and like the technical difficulties we're having on my end, not yours, my end. So I truly appreciate you being here today. You are, for those of you who are watching right now, I met Mona at an online summit, an event, and she so impressed me with her technology skills, abilities, and passion for what she does. And, for those of you who might be going, yeah, but does she do push-ups? Does she, eat plenty of protein? We don't care about that kind of wellness today. We are talking about work wellness and how to work better and smarter. So I would love for you to share a little bit about you and how you got to be doing what you're doing.
Absolutely. So I help businesses use technology to actually get things done quicker, faster, more efficient, which is some of my business principles. I have a history coming as a consultant, worked for really, really large companies like Siemens, Allianz, managed projects for them, and earned my stuff, made my baby steps into the business world. And then at one point, finally flew off and made my own business at one point. And what stuck with me from all of that time in consulting is really efficiency, because I see so many people wasting a lot of time on things that are absolutely not necessary or that are really just a pain for the person doing it. And with the technology, you can actually nowadays eliminate a lot of these things.
And that's true. And a lot of people have this fear about technology. Not so much anymore for me because I've kind of stepped and leaned into it. But for somebody who is maybe, because, you are an AI aficionado, master, all of the things I'm just like in awe of. But, me personally, like for a long time, I was afraid of a QR code. I was afraid of AI. Like, is it going to be thinking for me? What would you say to somebody that maybe wants to start dabbling and not necessarily, they just need to try it out? What would you say to them?
Just what you just said, try it out. Because I think it's really about getting started. And I think most people are afraid because I know where it's coming from. It used to be complicated doing technology. Like probably 5 years ago, I would have not told you just start. Probably I would have said like, take a training first, like understand the basics and then go. Nowadays, tech is really much, much more simple, much, much more easy to understand. The bar for usability of end user experience is much, much higher, so that when you can navigate on Facebook, you should be able to pretty much navigate almost any system nowadays, because that's the standard for software development nowadays. So I would really say jump head on in and try it out. And of course, we're going to obviously share some tips today on how you can make that more efficient.
Well, I think too, it is important no matter what to even play around. And then, if you want to hire somebody, great, because you have an understanding of what's involved and whether you like it or not. So, what are some of your favorite tools that, that are out there these days?
I mean, I really have to say it. Maybe some people may say like, "Oh, don't tell me that one again." Like some new stuff. I can give you some more stuff afterwards. But like one of the biggest like time savers for me, and that really changed the way I work on my business, is in essence ChatGPT. It may sound as stupid as it is. It's just the language model, right? But I mean, what you can do with it, and like for how many use cases you can use it, it's like mind blowing. And they keep developing new things, and now you can do pictures with it. Like, I love that function. Like you can learn much quicker. You can like plug in a little plugin, and then you can actually like screen 2-hour YouTube videos and just give me the highlights, the top 5 things I need to know. And then you can go shower in the meantime, and you come back and you have your personal development done for the day. You used to have to watch the entire 2-hour video not knowing if it was even good.
Exactly. It's kind of like a movie where you're committed. You're like waiting for it to get better. No, I hear you. So, for somebody like me who's kind of, it's all brand new. I've definitely played with it some, and I did an event recently, and somebody asked me who my copywriter was. And I was like, well, it was little old me and little old Chat GPT. So, for somebody like me who literally had no idea you could do these kinds of things, or like the abilities, like I did not know that, like I had no understanding that it's like a search engine, that it will search things for you. You can find things so much quicker than trying to Google it out and like read through everything. Because I used to do all my research that way. But I mean, what is it? Because I know that there's other things that you want to share about, but I feel like even though ChatGPT is the one that everybody talks about, it's nobody really, not nobody, but most people don't actually know that much about it, like me.
True. They think it's Google, just better, which in essence it is. I mean, you have to really look at it this way. Google is a search engine. That means you type in a question, you get an answer. You don't really get the answer, to be honest. You get a list of answers. Then you can see what fits best. So Google is using in the background already many of these algorithms because it's suggesting you what could fit best based on assuming what you want to know, right? Now, ChatGPT is a language model, a large language model, which basically allows you to process language and learn from the interactions. Now, you have to imagine this is like a huge ocean of water with like all the knowledge in the world that was in there, coming with all the downsides of it, aka biases. Like, of course, it was fed by humans, so it has all the flaws humans also have, right? Now you have this massive ocean of information, and now the art is in navigating to that one little drop that you want to know right now. The cool thing is, and this is the difference, instead of giving you a list of URLs that you have to search yourself, ChatGPT actually summarizes the answer already from all of these different sources and provides you the answer so that you can say, that's my step. If I ask for a step-by-step guide, I get a step-by-step guide. If I ask for a headline, I get a headline, and not an article about how to write the top 10 headlines. That's like what Google is, but now you get the answer right to exactly what you were asking for. That's the main difference that saves so much time.
I love that. And something that is kind of fun about it too is, let's say you ask it for, what are, say, the top 10 questions people always ask. Then you can say, can you answer those? I'm like, I don't have to go searching after, I don't have to Google it after. So I like that you can just keep digging deeper and deeper. And I guess my question about that one too is, for those that are watching, does it get to know you and understand you better the more you use it?
Yes and no. So there's a trick to that. So if you stay within one conversation, yes, it learns from that conversation because it knows, okay, above you gave me this information, this information, this information. So you can refer back to it and it knows it. There's also in ChatGPT a section where you can give custom instructions. You can basically, so if you only work for your own company, right, you can store a lot of information on your hobbies, your interests, what you're really good at, what you like, what you don't like. Now you might say, why do I need that? Well, if you write copy, you may want to put references to, for example, exercise forms that you actually also do. So for example, if it would put sailing references for me, I could not check if that is correct because I have no idea of sailing. If you put some judo in there, I'm in. I know that one. So I can cross-check right away. And it sounds more like me because naturally I would not really talk about sailing, right? Because it's not my interest. So by feeding it information about who you are, about your business, about what you like and don't like, you actually can train. And then you can actually activate and deactivate whether you want to use that context or not, which is pretty cool.
That is really cool. And something that I discovered too is like, sometimes it'll come out a little dry. I'm like, add some humor. And then all of a sudden it sounds like me again. Or I don't like this joke. Can you switch it out? And like you said, it
Absolutely.
gets to know you in that conversation, which is really kind of cool.
And you can
So,
shortcut this by just using also, like, if you have a great Facebook post you were writing where you say, that sounds exactly like me, take it as input and say, look, this is one of my best posts. This is exactly me. Write it like that. And then you shortcut the process of actually getting there.
oh, I love that. That is such a good tip because I don't know if you're like familiar with video editing and things like that, but if I'm looking for a particular video that's like a stock video, sometimes it's not where you think it is. And it's like, okay, what other word could I use that will bring, because I know this has to exist out there. So I like
At the
that.
moment, like, I mean, this
Yeah.
is the cool thing. I mean, there's AI coming up that actually generates videos for you. So you
Oh,
can generate
wow.
videos that you need exactly for your purpose.
I've actually heard, and I know it's beta testing now, but this like video AI that let's say I were to make a reel and I wanted to switch out the words, it will do it for me and it'll be my head, my face doing it, but it will be like with the new information. Do you know anything about that?
It's kind of like there are more and more software coming like that. I mean, they're not really working perfectly yet. Sometimes it doesn't really sound like you, or it doesn't really look like you, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yes, it is